Okay, there we go. Hello, everyone. Looks like we're finally... Oh, wait. Now, hello, everyone. Looks like we're finally live. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome back to Dragon Age 2. As my status indicated earlier, my prep page shared, and also on the Discord, I'm going to be a little quiet tonight. I have pretty thoroughly lost my voice and made it a lot worse. Lecturing all day in class. It's been a little better. I've been resting since and having a few nice cups of tea, nice jasmine green tea, which is nice and helpful. But I have turned my gain up a little bit on the microphone, so if I'm peaking a little bit, do tell me and yell at me to stop. I will do my best. I'm going to be trying to speak a little bit lower, both in volume and in register. I find that is very, very helpful with my somewhat broken voice. So here we are, back into Dragon Age 2. Unfortunately, I was going to do some like buying and crafting and shopping and selling and all that stuff off stream, but my computer decided that everything needed to update immediately before the stream started. So I'm stuck doing that with you guys here. So hi, welcome to the buying, selling, crafting, and potion ordering part of the stream. Here we go. Anyway, yes. Hi, Kevin. Good to see you. There is. I'm hoping. I'm glad to see that my threats against my computer, seem to have worked quite well. When in doubt, just open up Task Manager or move relatively close to the power button, that sort of thing. That should do the job. What exactly? Oh my gosh. I have a great many things. That's actually very good, but I still like the Staff of Partholon. It's just aesthetically just perfect. And I don't like nature damage, honestly. It's 24 mana stamina. Nah, I need that. I need that. Ooh. Maybe. Maybe. We'll see. I might keep that. Well, I don't know. I haven't decided. Robes of the Enchanter Ilana. Now, I'm going to keep the Robes of the Pretender. That is a... Or, I have the full set of these. Yeah, I might need to do that. Are there many? Nice. Kevin says it doesn't sound that bad. Has that NPR radio host quality. That's their trick, you know. They just speak very softly and have incredibly high gain on their microphones. I'm going to turn down my gain filter a little bit. I do see that I'm peaking just ever so slightly. So let me turn this down a little bit. See how I... There. That might be a little better. We'll see. I may also need to clear my throat on occasion. I'll try and mute to do so, but we'll see. I'll do my best. Strength, dexterity, lockpicking. Uncertainty, huh? I don't like those as much. Alright. Probably gonna put a lot of these away, but let's order some, I don't know, like 10 of these. Restoration. Yeah, a bunch of these too. That'll work. Let's wait on runes. Let's put some things away in storage. Chevalier's Reach. Sting I might just give to Meryl. Not bad. Evan says, so what do you think, Vince? Would it be successful to send some big-time flat earthers up in Blue Origin? That would be phenomenal. It would fail. It would obviously fail. Like they absolutely would not be able to admit error. There's no way. But it would be functionally impossible for them to deny reality at that point. It would be functionally impossible. No, not that. Ooh, that whole set. I should think about that whole set. Anyway, I'm going to go out, wander about, equip everybody one by one. But I would love to see that. I'm fascinated. I've said this before, and I have to say it again. I'm utterly fascinated by flat earthers. They're just so interesting. They really are. Here's the thing. Like, yes, if you go into space, you can see the curvature of the Earth. You can physically see it. But if you go high enough in an airplane, you can also physically see it, and that's a lot cheaper. That's a lot cheaper than, a Blue Origin rocket. So maybe it's not necessary. But at the same time, if they haven't already acquiesced to the argument as they stand, they're not going to. I don't think. I really don't think they're going to. I don't know. Maybe they will. But I honestly think that it's kind of unlikely.
I've never heard of a Dalish who's been there.
I don't imagine your people travel between islands much.
Not really, no.
I wouldn't start waterproofing your wagons then. I don't think Lemerin is ready for the Dalish.
What do you mean? Would we upset the people there?
It's not the kind of place where one turns down a tumble. Even refuse a fortune teller and they'd run your lot out of town.
Well, that doesn't seem very nice. Alright, let's see. How about Sting? Is this better? Oh, wow. Malcolm's Honor is just better. Wow, okay. Kevin says, my guess is they try and say it was drug-induced or some sort of illusion. Yeah, definitely. I mean, the illusion thing, they already do that. Basically, they will readily claim that, nah, I'm gonna keep what she's got. Elysian Shield? No, let's keep Wave. Let's keep that. But I do think that it would be ooh, what do I need to do this for? Yeah, no. Well, yeah. I do think that it would be hard to... I'll put this. It would be very hard to them to deny it, but there's already very, very conclusive and straightforward evidence that they're wrong, and yet they still manage to deny it. So I don't really see the difference. You understand? You know, like given the evidence that's already available, you know, the obvious facts of the matter, that the Earth is round. You can observe it on the ground if you have a flat area that you can look across. Like if you find a lake big enough, you can observe the curvature of the Earth. It's not hard. So the real question, I think, is, and I'm gonna keep these just because they're funny. I don't need fire damage. That'll work. Like I said, it's the point where currently, if you can already definitively, very, very definitively prove that that there's no, how do I put this? That there's no there's no solid argument for the flat Earth, then why would an additional argument change anything? Wow, that's absurd. Oh, it's chantry robes. It's chantry robes. Interesting. If I found the robes of the Overseer, it might be better, but I'll see. I'll look. I'll look. That's not a look for Hawke, though. Anyway. Let's see who else I need to equip. Kevin says, I got one to stop arguing with me once by asking him if he thought he could see Kiev from 35,000 feet above Chicago. It's the closest thing I've come to changing their minds. Hey, solid. Honestly, pretty solid. I mean, obviously not going to fully convince them, but I actually don't think I know any personally, like in meat space. At least I don't think so. Not that I know of. I make fun of them a lot, so it could be that they just, you know, don't want to be so obvious about it. That's possible. Who knows? I really am not entirely sure. Okay. Okay. Yeah, they're fascinating, right? And I've talked about this before, that I think it's if nothing else, it's incredibly interesting. Ooh. It's kind of cool. It's kind of really cool. Anyway, yeah, I think it's cool. Anyway, if nothing else, it's utterly fascinating. The fact that, oh, I already equipped her, didn't I? Darn, didn't think. Well, it's okay. I think it's just fascinating that people can maintain such incredible delusions in the face of obvious counter evidence. And that just really interests the living crap out of me. The very fact that they are capable of such acts of incredible self-delusion is really, really interesting. It's cool in a kind of disturbing sort of way. Yeah, I have everybody equipped. Just bring Meryl. Best girl, I guess. That's good reason. But it's fascinating to me. You're right that why the flat earthers can, how it is that they can actually maintain their how they can maintain this position despite being so unbelievably obviously mistaken. Okay. And I think a lot of it has to do with reinforcement. They have this self-reinforcing circle of people who help them maintain this system of beliefs. Kevin says, the ones I know believe it because they think it's biblical truth and that NASA is part of a conspiracy. Yeah. Well, I mean, I wonder if those types would be more likely to be convinced by a private spaceflight company. Boots of the Overseer. Do I have robes of the Overseer? No, I don't. I don't know the complete set. Alright, well, I gotta put them away then. In that. Enchanters. Batterdashes. That is pretty good. Yeah, whatever. It's fine. Look at this that we need to keep. Alright, I can sell off the rest. Okay, so we have quests, I think. Okay. Okay, so Darktown and the docks at night. Let's do that next. We have to finish up as many side quests as we can before we continue. So let's do that. Let's go with our main trio. Shall we? Yeah. Catch a thief. Kevin says not that NASA isn't, but that's another story. Yeah, I mean, sure. The government is a conspiracy, strictly speaking, so yeah, that's reasonable. It's a reasonable thing to say, I think. Oh, well, hi. What are you people doing? I'll blow you up. This is interesting. I assume Dog Lord means Ferelden. Seems a little messed up that why they're attacking us. Seems like they shouldn't be. Ben says, I think the most obvious issue with NASA is that it's a convenient excuse to funnel money to other things that the public wouldn't be so excited about. Yeah, no, I think you're right there. I think you're absolutely right about that. Which is unfortunate, because, I mean, space exploration is really cool. And it's a shame that it has to be stuck in mostly public hands, because those are by far the worst hands it could possibly be in. Like, I love most of what NASA does, especially their big ticket stuff, like, you know, the actual big space exploration things. But obviously, I think it would be, and it is, this is being proven as we speak, I think it would be done much, much, much more effectively, much more cheaply, and most importantly, voluntarily, by private actors. Did I just finish that? Did I actually do this? No. Where is this assassin? Wait, I already did the one in Lowtown. What am I doing here? Let's get out of here. We're going to Darktown. The docks. Like I said, I like what NASA does on paper. I'm a huge fan. I absolutely love space exploration. I think that it really is important, you know, for us as a species. And also, it's just really cool. I mean, like, forget practicality. It's just really, really cool. Like, William Shatner just went to space. If that isn't the coolest thing that's happened in a very long time, I don't know what is. Yeah, anyway. Anyway, I do think that, as you said, though, it does wind up being a money sink for a lot of other things that are a lot less wholesome.
Well, ain't you moving up in the world? People talk, you know. I hear you got a right fancy nest in Hightown now. Nice step up for a dog lord. Only fair you share some of that good fortune with those of us still hurting, no?
You can turn it around. All it took for me was an ancient tomb, a few thousand darkspawn, and one nasty bastard of a dwarf.
I hear you fought through half the darkspawn horde to come back with them treasures. I don't got that in me. Not anymore. All I got is the thirst and the dust.
Well, you're going to be the secondary, or, I mean, yeah, I guess secondary or tertiary antagonist in Thief. What the heck? Or Darktown. I don't know. Secondary or tertiary antagonist in the next game, so yeah, whatever. If we choose a certain way. There's a major choice that it's either him or Calpurnia, who is a character who we have not encountered yet. A lot of people prefer him as an antagonist. Prefer Calpurnia as an antagonist. I honestly don't. I actually think that he's better because he's set up beforehand. So.
Turn up your purses, Kirkwall. The leases of Javan.
What the heck? Where am I supposed to be going? Did I just, like, decide not to do that quest by killing the guy? Is that what happened? I don't know what's going on. To catch a thief. Now let's just go to Lowtown for shopping, I guess. Anyway, yeah, I do think that, I think that there is a real chance that the privatization of spaceflight will help to convince a lot of people, at least some people, that the world isn't flat. And I think that that's a very good thing. I think that, like I said, I do think that that is a very, very good thing. If... Nice. If people realize that, you know, that the world is round. Not because it's actually important in itself, just because being that fundamentally deluded about the nature of reality, the world around you,
Free drinks for the guards.
means that you are...
And you wake up in the alley.
It means that you are far more likely to be deluded about other things, and that's potentially very dangerous. And it also means that you're getting locked into a very strange community of believers. It says, I think the most obvious thing with NASA is that it's a convenient excuse to funnel... Oh, you already said that. I already read that. Okay, sorry. I saw you said that again. To catch a thief. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Here's where we have to choose which of these to do. That's right. I guess we goofed it. Something. I don't know. Alright, well, let's go to catch a thief. Let's just do that. Up Isabella. Here, till nighttime. Oh, we have to bring Isabella. Balls. Alright. I think we can do that if we go to the Hanged Man. Anyway, like I said, it's flat eartherism is really fascinating to me because it's so obviously wrong. And why that's so important, I think. Oh gosh, excuse me. I think why that's so important, and why that's so relevant, is that it is spectacularly easy to disprove. Like I said, you can just look at a lake and see the curvature of the Earth from the ground.
So cheerful, but I never know what to do in there.
Like from the ground, you can see the curvature of the Earth if you're somewhere flat enough. It's not actually that difficult. Oh, a stem. Okay, well, before we get into this, I'll finish what I was saying. That I think that it's interestingly unique in our situation in the world today because we're in a position where everyone ought to know the world is round, but there is a massive population of people, bigger than maybe any time before in recorded history, or at least since the time of Socrates, that a significant portion of the population thought or thinks that the world is flat. That's really interesting to me. In an age of unlimited access to information, sorry about that, our age of unlimited access to information, people think that the world is flat. What the hell? That should be very weird. That should strike everyone as very weird. But part of it, I think, is that people can get themselves, they can find themselves a self-reinforcing community where they can avoid challenges until they have developed a robust, or at least a robust enough justification for their obviously false beliefs. And this is something that...
Smells like smoke. Burning metal. I don't have your stupid relic.
Yeah, okay. But I think this is particularly fascinating, like I said, because in an age like today, you can in fact find a group of like-minded, equally deluded people who can reinforce you in these obviously false beliefs. This was not possible 50 years ago, say. This could not have happened before the extreme prevalence of the internet. Before you were able to go and find a forum of a bunch of like-minded crazy people who would all reinforce your beliefs. You couldn't have done this.
Yes, about that. The relic belongs to the Qunari, and there's a small chance they want it back.
Tell me what you know. You can trust me.
I've always known what the relic is. I just didn't want to worry you. The relic is a Qunari text handwritten by that philosopher of theirs. Kuzland, whatever his name is.
I don't think it's
I
Kuzland.
stole it from them. They followed me here to reclaim it, and it's why they're still in Kirkwall.
And they can't leave without it. All of this could have been avoided.
Yep, literally this whole thing was your fault. Everything about this. Everything that has happened so far in this game has been Isabella's fault. Not quite, not quite. The Dwarven Tige, the expedition, that wasn't her fault. That was Bartrand's fault. Everything else was Isabella's fault.
How did you steal the relic from the Qunari?
The Arishok never had it. The Orlesians did. They had plans to return it to the Qunari. I simply had to waylay the Orlesian convoy before it met up with the Arishok and his men. Getting the relic was easy. Getting away from the Qunari was the hard part.
Haven't said, to be fair, the sources of information, even good information, are so marred by scandals of misinformation and manipulation that those prone to suspicion easily extrapolate that to all information. That's especially true today, but I think that was less true 10, 15 years ago when flat earthism really came to prominence. There were fewer reasons to doubt mainstream channels of information. There were some reasons, but I think it was less obvious and maybe even less true. I think it was more so that the mainstream sources of information have become less reliable of late. However, worth noting, they were always incredibly unreliable, but a lot of people, probably me included really, didn't notice that to the same degree that a lot of people are today. Like, just look at today. A good example was Joe Rogan did an interview with what's his name? Evan, you might know who I'm talking about. CNN's health correspondent, main health correspondent, about and one of the main topics of the discussion was CNN's obviously false and known to be false slanderous claims that Rogan was taking horse paste or horse dewormer because he took the I word medication, the Nobel Prize winning I word medication. The one that's made for humans and won a Nobel Prize in medicine for human medicine. That one that most of the corporate press consistently refers to as horse dewormer. Sanjay Gupta, thank you. Yes. Like that. And that was quite the exchange. I have to say, I'm sure Gupta was almost in trouble for that, if he wasn't in trouble for that, because he was like this close to criminally implicating CNN for, or maybe not criminally, but at least civilly implicating CNN for libel. I think it technically would be libel if it's media, right? Or would it be slander? I think it's libel. It's not technically printed. I think that's the difference, or at least that's what J. Jonah Jameson told me the difference is. I remember it. I remember the difference between slander and libel. I think it's libel, even if it's in news media. Yeah, I think it's still libel. Either way, defamatory, regardless. And not to mention defamatory, but medical misinformation. Very straightforwardly medical misinformation. And that's very bad. And of course, Rogan made a fantastic point. He's like, look, if they can just lie this blatantly about me and about medications, and about especially medications that are very useful in fighting a global pandemic, what else are they lying about? What else have they been lying about for years? And I mean, realistically, we know that most of the media was incredibly responsible for some of the most heinous atrocities in this century. The massive wars of aggression in the Middle East, that we were basically lied into those wars with the complicity of all of the corporate press. Not just Fox News, but the entire corporate press. Yeah, Kevin says libel is print, slander is spoken. Jameson was accurate. But if it's news media, but it's spoken news media, is it still slander? I thought the distinction might have been media versus... I don't know. You're probably right. That's probably the correct interpretation of J. Jonah Jameson and what he has to say about these matters. But whatever. I resent that. Oh, God. Anyway, I love J. Jonah Jameson. He's a fantastic caricature of the news in any form. In every bit of media he's been in, he is a fantastic caricature of bad news. Kevin still thinks it's slander. I think you're probably right. Apologize, my voice went too high, and it cracked and died. I'll try and avoid that in the future. Anyway, slander, libel, whichever it is, either way. If they're responsible for that, what else were they responsible for? And this actually brings up a wonderful, absolutely incredible debate. I don't know who saw this. If you haven't seen this, you need to. This was the debate between... what the hell's the neocon's name? What the hell's either of their names? I'm blanking for some reason. This is ridiculous. I can't think tonight. It's been a long week, I will say. Between Tim Horton and... Not Tim Horton. Oh my god. Tim Horton's the Canadian chain. Horton and Crystal. Bill Crystal. That's it. The neocon mouthpiece. They had a debate about U.S. interventionism at the Soho Forum. This was last week, 2 weeks ago. It was incredible, absolutely incredible. Horton just tore into him, and he was being comparatively polite, much more so than I have seen him be in other occasions. When he's talking about neoconservatives and neoliberals, the various warmonger parties. He is incredibly knowledgeable, and not just knowledgeable, but he is very quick, incredibly witty, and vicious when it comes to people who have cost millions of lives, like Bill Crystal. Bill Crystal is responsible for millions of deaths, if not directly, then certainly indirectly. And oh boy, did Horton let him have it. Scott Horton's first name. It was an amazing debate. If you haven't seen it, watch it. I think I posted a link to it in the politics channel in Discord. If not, I will. And I'll also put it in the description. It was incredible. It was absolutely incredible. Absolutely worth watching. Ripped into pieces, rightfully so. But then also, part of why this is so relevant and so impressive is that Crystal was the absolute darling of every bit of corporate media in the noughties, broadly speaking, during the Iraq wars, the Afghanistan and Iraq wars. And most recently, because he was a Republican who turned on Donald Trump. Ironically, because Trump was too much of a non-interventionist for this blood-soaked warmonger. And so he turned on Trump and said that he was dangerous for the country, as backing away and not declaring endless wars was dangerous for the country. Let's say we respectfully disagree on that. My only real criticism of Trump, my main, honestly, my really only criticisms of Trump are his shooting from the hip when it comes to economic policy, especially trade policy, and then he's too hawkish, I guess is the term. Really too saber-rattly, but I would say even in some cases too hawkish. Like, he did target civilians. He is a war criminal, but He's a lot less of a war criminal than any president in my lifetime. So, I mean, could be worse. And I guess that's why somebody like Bill Crystal, turned away from the Trump train. And he became a media darling for that instead. So, anyway, it was a mess. It was an absolute slaughter of a debate. It was an Oxford-style debate, so there was a vote before and after. Horton cleaned up amazingly. He started with like 74% in favor. No, wait. Yeah, it was north of 70% in favor of his position, and he gained like 9 or 10%, which is amazing. When you start with that high of a percentage, to gain that much is unbelievable in a debate like that. So anyway, it was great. It was a hell of a thing to watch. It was about an hour and a half, I think. Definitely worth your time. All right, so anyway, back to everything is Isabella's fault, because for some reason she decided that she was going to steal a very, very prized Kunari relic. And now, I'm not one to object to pissing off the Kunari. I hate those guys, but this still seems unwise.
Why would anyone besides the Kunari want this relic?
Oh, well, here we go.
The Tevinter Imperium have been at war with the Kunari for centuries.
Good.
If the Tevinters get the relic, it will strike a blow to Kunari morale. That's probably what the mages want.
Well, let's give it to them. Honestly, let's give it to the Tevinters. Let's give it to the Tevinters in exchange for a few mages to kick the Kunari out of Kirkwall. Why don't we do that?
I thought you and the Kunari were caught in a storm.
That was a lie,
The
wasn't it?
storm was only half of it. I also had the Kunari dreadnought stuck to my behind like a bad rash, spitting fire and thunder at me.
Oh. Dude, gross. Isabella, stop being gross. As if that's possible. Kevin says, I think Trump relied too much on delegation with military operations. I think if he'd been more involved with the details, there would have been a difference in the civilian strikes. Maybe. But honestly, I think that... And maybe we can forgive him for this in part, because I think that he was, I think, far too easily pushed around by advisors. And he picked really shitty advisors, honestly. And he basically just listened to so many of his advisors, especially military advisors, unquestioningly, and that was a huge problem throughout his presidency. Yeah, delegating to lieutenants isn't an excuse, and he did pick most of his lieutenants, and he picked the wrong ones beginning to end, and I was saying so all along. Back the record, I was complaining about his military advisors from the beginning. For that matter, so was Scott Horton, like crazy. I was saying, what is wrong with you? If you pick some good advisors on this and actually listen to them, first of all, you'll piss the living shit out of the establishment from beginning to end, and they will hate you to no end, because what's the matter? They already hate him, so what are they going to do, hate him more? I mean, maybe he would have been assassinated. That's a possibility that we shouldn't rule out. But, I mean, come on. It would have been hard for Donald Trump to piss off the establishment and the deep state more than he already did. And cleaning house at the Pentagon would have done a lot more good than harm. Would have been a lot more good than harm. So that would have been at least a possibility, I think. It was an opportunity that he missed. He missed a lot of opportunities, honestly, as president, to get a lot of the things done that he hemmed and he blustered about some great things and then just never got anything done except for some of the crappy stuff like trade wars. The tariffs and stuff was absolutely ridiculous, but it was very dumb. But what do you expect? He's a businessman. He doesn't understand international relations really at all. He doesn't understand economics except for personal finance. Clearly.
Maybe giving it back would solve Eveline's problem.
It couldn't hurt.
Says you.
True.
I know it will save my skin.
Oh,
Yes. What?
why can't this be as easy as you?
Ouch. Oh my god. Oh my god.
You could have done something about the Kunari, but you didn't.
Done what? The blighted thing didn't show up for 3 years. Look, the
Fair, I
book's right in this
suppose.
building, and I'm not letting it slip away again.
There's more at stake, but... Well, the Arashok waited this long. Oh, I don't know.
It's the only thing that'll get Castillon off my back. Please, tell me you'll give the relic to me.
I don't want the Kunari to have it. You can have it. If you want to give it back to the Kunari, you can, but handle your stuff first. I want to go beat up some Kunari.
It's yours. Your life depends on it.
Really? I wasn't expecting that. It's nice to have someone on my side for once.
I'm on your side by
Don't make
default,
us
Aveline.
regret it.
Or,
Come on,
Isabella.
we've no time to waste.
I'm on Aveline's side because she's sane.
Where is the relic?
I have it.
The
Do you,
tome
though?
of Coastland will not fall into Devinter hands.
Blood and spite!
A Toscanori!
He's getting away!
Isabella!
Well, this sucks. Let's help the Tevinters. Kevin says, I think he was weeding out possible rivals by picking bad advisors. Really? That's a little 40 chess for me. When things went wrong every time, he had some neocon hack to throw into the bus. It was purposeful, it was brilliant. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. He was too deferential to his advisors for me to think that that was likely, honestly. Mages, I'm here to help you guys. I don't know why you're fighting me. This is ridiculous. But whatever, it's fine. I don't care. Whatever. This is so dumb. That Kunari up there is just kind of standing there. I don't trust that. Yeah, I don't know, Kevin. Do you really think? Like, because, like I said, I think that might be a little... It might be a little too 4D chess for me to find realistic. I don't know. I mean, it's a possibility. I wouldn't rule it out, but... Like I said, I think that the biggest reason that I have doubts for that is that it seemed to me that he was far too deferential to his advisors to be playing them. I mean, unless it was one of those give them enough rope to hang themselves kind of things, in which case maybe that might have been something of it. And maybe in some cases, maybe there was something like that, but... Hello. Ow. Ah, really? Alright, let's just go. Let's turn it off. Ridiculous. I don't know if I needed all that. Everyone says, see, if you're going to try attempt to tear down the establishment, you need 4D chess thinking. Maybe Trump didn't have it, but if it was all bumbling accident, it was really helpful to that cause. I think that you're probably right. I think you're right overall that the Trump presidency was overall helpful to, I think more than anything to if not tearing down the establishment, certainly exposing it. I think that was the biggest benefit of the Trump presidency, was exposing the deep state and the establishment, broadly speaking, for what they are. Making all of the shadowy stuff more out in the open, more obvious. Not perfectly, obviously, still. But exposing a lot of the corruption in government, in all forms of government, in all levels, and all that. Isabella's letter. Dear Hawke, I have the relic and I'm gone. I'm sorry it has to be this way. You've been a loyal ally, but this is best for us both. You promised me the relic, and I know you'll fight Castillon for me. But I don't want this. Dragged you too far into this mess already. You don't have to forgive me, but I hope you understand. Isabella.
She's gone. She took it. That bitch-born whore. Well,
That's fair.
now we get to deal with the Arashok and the fugitives ourselves. That's good.
Honestly,
That's enough. Let's go to the compound.
that's not so bad. At least we get to go deal with the Arashok ourselves. Nice. Honestly, not that displeased about that. Can we go into the Hanged Man? Yeah, I need to pick up a party member. And maybe grab the barrack. So yeah. She hecked off. That's cool. Alright, let's go. Demands of the Qun. Demands of the Qun. No, like you said, I don't think that it was pure accident. It can't have been. There was some strategy involved, but I do think that it was. I think that it was partial and halting at best. Most of the strategy. Okay.
I'd wrap up any other business before we go. It's already a mess, and could get worse.
I think we're good to wrap up Act 2. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, let's go for it.
Let's go.
I request an audience with the Arashok.
He will allow it, but not in this number.
Oh boy.
I will only bring my friend here and a small complement of my guard. Is that few enough?
It is. Enter.
So you'd rather take your guards than Varric and Merrill. Okay, I see how it is.
Shanatan.
Greetings, Arashok. We come regarding the elven fugitives that took refuge here.
Irrelevant. I would speak to Hawke about the relic stolen from my grasp.
Not turning on Isabella. No, let's just lie to the bastard. Why not?
Your relic could be anywhere.
A truth, but you minimize your role.
An issue for another time. We're here for the fugitives.
The elves are now Vidithari. They have chosen to submit to the Qun. They will be protected.
Surely you know these elves are only here to escape justice.
Kirkwall justice. You have seen the corruption in this city, the suffering that is allowed, all to selfishly deny the truth of the Qun. Let us look at your dangerous criminals. Speak, Vidithari. Who did you murder, and why?
A city guard forced himself on our sister. We reported him, or tried to, but they did nothing about it, no matter what we said. So my brothers and I paid him a visit.
That doesn't excuse murder.
Maybe. Kinda might. Kevin says, now that I think on it, a Trump lose might serve to aid that exposition even more. than might have been had if he won a second term. Public anger has turned to pure contempt for the whole system in a way. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're really correct. It's similar to how, because I was in neocon when I was in high school, so around 2008 or so. 2008 election when Obama was elected. I was neocon. I was a hardline pro-American empire McCainite neoconservative. I am disgusted to hear myself say that, really, but I was. And if McCain had won in 2008, I probably would have kept being so. I probably would have kept right along that path and never changed my outlook, at least not until a good long while later. But the change in regime when Obama took over and wound up basically doing most of the same things and a few different bad things really opened my eyes to, first of all, the faults in the system as such, in the American political system as such, in both parties, in the military-industrial complex, and all of that. And it really is a large part of what drove me to libertarianism. Seeing, especially the problems with Barack Obama that I was ready to see. I was right there. I wanted them to be problems. I was there to see it. I was just like looking for the problems, because I was, like I said, I was like a McCainite, like Glenn Beck, Bill O'Reilly conservative at the time, and then I was looking at Barack Obama and I was like, this communist bastard, he's doing a bunch of evil things. And then I realized, holy crap, his foreign policy is spot on identical to George W. Bush. And instead of saying, I guess he's not that bad, like somebody like Bill Kristol, I said, wait a minute, maybe this was evil all along, and I shouldn't have been supporting it. And hey, maybe this whole mass surveillance state isn't such a great idea. And hey, maybe the vast majority of the Republican Party are basically socialists as well. And hey, just maybe both parties are part of the same state apparatus that is basically enslaving the entire population and trying to enslave the entire world at every possible opportunity. And hey, look, here I am. An anarcho-capitalist just a few years later and ever since. I think a lot of the same thing is going to happen now. A lot of people are going to realize that there is something fundamentally broken about the American political system, and that it wasn't Trump's fault. It's not even strictly Biden's fault. It's something rotten to the core. And like similarly, if people are at this point, a lot of people are waking up to the fact that elections are utterly meaningless. Elections don't actually mean anything. They're not going to result in anything in particular, especially even if elections are strictly speaking legitimate in the sense of the person who gets the most votes wins, or the person who wins the electoral college is seated. Even if that's the case, they're not legitimate in the authoritative sense, in the sense of conveying political authority. A lot of people are starting to realize that the tyranny of the majority is a real and very dangerous thing. Who is his name? Not Hasness. A great book, The Problem of Political Authority. It was one of those things that helped sort of shift me towards away from sort of conventional Beltway libertarianism, Cato Institute type thing, down that purity spiral towards anarchism, really, because I noticed the problems were endemic to the system and not just about the people who are currently running it. But yeah, and I mean here, like, look at this situation right here that we're seeing. For all the Arishok's faults, but for all his evil Mohammedan communism, if you want, or Kunari. Yeah, Kevin, both candidates are often owned by the same people. And we see here, right, the corruption is endemic to the system of Kirkwall, to the city itself. It's not about who is in charge in particular, unless somebody is going to purge the rot down to the core, which, hey, maybe Varric will someday. But this kind of corruption, even in the city guard, even with somebody like Aveline, who is a very noble stand-up guard captain at the head of the whole thing, this kind of corruption is endemic to the system because people with power protect themselves and protect others with power at the expense of those who don't have it. It's a problem endemic to any kind of systematic structure of power as distinct from authority. And the Qun has that going for it. It is an authority structure rather than a power structure. However, it is also false, first of all, and unbelievably tyrannical over a person's individual choices. And since I dream of a righteous purge, be careful saying things like that, man. I mean, purge of a political system? Sure. Oh yeah, I think we can safely say that. If every federal employee were fired and mostly new ones weren't hired, but a few were, I think that would be a vast improvement. Vast improvement. And that goes for bureaucrats, employees, all of them. Gone? Wonderful. Overall, absolutely a good change. Yeah, I think that would be a good shake-up. Same with if every member of Congress were kicked out and replaced. Well, maybe not all replaced, but some of them replaced. Enough of them replaced. I think that would be a good change. So we'd lose some good people. And we'd probably gain some new bad people. But the bad people we would lose, the people who have been settled and seated into these corridors of power for so unbelievably long, there's no way that wouldn't be worth it. There's no way that wouldn't be worth it. Let's see.
Are these elves telling the truth?
There have been rumors. I will investigate. But they still took the law into their own hands.
Sometimes that is necessary.
I can't disagree with that
like you
either.
avenged the Viscount's son. It was not right then, and it's not right now.
We're just here for the elves.
Their actions are mere symptoms. Your society is the disease.
Well, that's of course not the case,
They
but
have chosen. The Vidithari will submit to the Qun and find a path your way has denied them.
You can't just decide that. You must hand them over.
Tell me, Hawke, what would you do in my place?
You clearly don't like staying amongst humans.
I cannot leave without the relic, and I cannot stay and remain blind to this dysfunction. There is only one solution.
Arishok, there is no need for...
Vinekathas.
Well, here we go.
Not here! Two open! Go! Go!
Well, here we go. Well, time for war.
Can you hear it? The Canary must be spreading out. They're attacking the city. Why? What could they possibly hope to accomplish?
You heard the Arishok. He's done playing nice and damn the consequences.
You may be right. Whatever it is, we need to do something quickly, but we'll need some help.
I agree. Bring our usuals, huh? Let's do this. This isn't enough help.
There you are.
We really should have everyone, but
I
whatever.
was so worried about you. Are we under attack?
The Canary are assaulting the city, and fast. The Arishok planned this for who knows how long. We should head to the keep to rally my guardsmen. Whatever happens, be careful.
Well, let's rush on through, shall we? Oh, well, hi. Ooh, there's a Cerebos. That's not good. It's a mage. That's not it. There's more.
Seems to be unhealthy.
I agree. Why can't I loot? There we go. Alright. How do I get through here? That is a closed gate. Alright. And that's blocked off. Can I go through the gate? Oh, no, this way. Okay. Oh, here's Gamlen's house. Where's the Cerebos? Oh, it's up here. Okay. Grey Wardens. Who's this? Stroud, huh? Okay, here we go. Guess who that is?
Somehow I knew it would be you.
Carver.
Oh,
Hello,
a
big
reunion.
brother. Fancy meeting you here.
Last time I checked, you'd moved on from Kirkwall.
Oh, that didn't
We're
come
here
off the
on
way I
Grey
hoped it
Warden
would.
business.
Alright.
You have our sincere thanks. This attack was most unexpected.
Stroud, we need to move. We've already delayed too long.
Very true. I cannot believe the Kunari would dare such an attack. This will lead to war with the Free Marches for certain. I fear pressing matters take us elsewhere, but We can spread word to the other free cities. Perhaps they will bring aid.
Wait. I need to tell you about Mother.
I already know what happened. I'm sure you did your best.
This is not the time. Take this. It is all we can spare, but perhaps it will be of use.
Goodbye, big brother. Take care of yourself.
Make her watch over you, my friend.
I think Carver's doing okay. He's doing a hell of a lot better than he would have been otherwise, because otherwise he becomes a Templar. Which is not great. Not great. No, it's not great. Kevin says, I was thinking about how that sounded. I always hope for people peaceful resolutions to problems. You can have a peaceful purge. Like that isn't something we should rule out. A peaceful purge is not something is a complete possibility. So yeah, you can have a peaceful purge. I mean, honestly, just like we were saying, you can have people who are just removed from office or removed from their position of power. And sometimes you can do that peacefully. Now, maybe you can't. Maybe you can't. And you know, maybe it's heck was it? Warden's Promise was a ring. Huh. I don't need it. It's nice, but I don't need it. And I will say that, again, looking at using the situation of these elves, the Qunari elves, as an example, I think that when you're talking about people with political power, it can be hard, if not impossible, to have a peaceful resolution when you're talking about people with political power. People in positions of political power are hard to touch through peaceful and legitimate means. And that might mean that sometimes private means may be unfortunately necessary.
You go through me before anyone else.
Again, it's a fairly standard and kind of classic justification for vigilantism, at least in some circumstances. And those are rare circumstances, to be fair, but they aren't unheard of circumstances. They're not impossible. There are circumstances under which vigilantism is perfectly morally justified, even if it's not legally justified. It is certainly morally justified under some circumstances. Looters, really, through all this. I mean, I get it, but don't attack Hawke and friends and the captain of the guard when you're looting. It seems like an unwise, well, first of all, waste of time, and then second of all, way of getting yourself killed. Very efficiently killed. Alright, let's see what else we have back here. Anything else we need to do? I admit that I said that we were going straight for the Viscount's Palace, but apparently we're not. Sorry. Anyway, but yeah, that went from me agreeing with you that peaceful solutions are always preferable, which is certainly the case. I will never deny that. It's always the case that peaceful solutions are always superior. And I mean, even in cases where you will get less done than doing so violently, and even when violence is justified, if you can accomplish the ends peacefully, you should always pursue peaceful means. However, we can't rule out cases in which violence is the only means of accomplishing something, and these are usually when it's justified, and in cases of, in dire cases of self-defense, let's say. In cases of self-defense where there really is no other option but to act violently, to stop the harm being done, and to stop it by violent means. By, in whatever case, either physically or in other ways, but aggressively, broadly speaking, violently, not aggressively, sorry, violently, stopping the harm from being done. If that is the case, then there are cases where that's necessary. Yes, it very much reminds me of Skyrim, Kevin, where Kevin's example of, hey, see that guy that just killed a dragon and ate its soul? Let's rob him. Yeah, that's very Skyrim in particular, but basically the same thing applies here. There's more? There's a lot more. Holy crap. Okay. Come on, really that many more? This is ridiculous. I'm out of area spells. Okay. Wow, that was a lot. That was a lot.
I love doing that.
All right, let's go. To Hightown. Already almost done with my tea.
Harshera, quit your struggling, woman.
Are we not going to stop them? Okay, good. We're going to stop them. That's good.
Then the Arishok failed to take you captive. Unfortunate.
For you.
The enemy draws blood.
Ooh, that's not good. There it is. You need to go down. Okay, you're not going to go down because you're way over there. Alright, fine. But you have to come over here to actually do anything, so that's probably fine. Alright, Kevin says, I'm excited for this weekend. Our Encampment Festival is happening again. It was cancelled last year. Encampment Festival. What does that mean? Oh, another Cerebos. I recognize that magic. Ooh!
I am Knight Commander Meredith.
I know that, but thank you.
I know you. The name Hawke has turned up in my reports many times. Too many.
It's good that we found you, Knight Commander. The Canary are...
It's obvious what they're doing. The Canary are taking people to the Keep, and may already be in control. We will need to deal with them.
Why would they be gathering hostages?
To get everyone important in one place where they can be controlled or killed.
Charming.
I'll do whatever it takes to defend my home.
Good. I'll overlook your own use of magic. For the moment. Head to the Keep, and I will see if I can find more of my men. These creatures will pay for this outrage.
Hell yeah. So cool, we're going to be fighting side by side with Templars. That doesn't feel gross or anything. So yeah, Kevin, what is the Encampment Festival? I don't know what that means. Reenactment, I'm guessing? Maybe. Oh, God. I'm very sorry. I started to, again, I did it again. I spoke a little too high, both in register and in volume, and hurt myself. I'm still not back to 100% in terms of my my voice. Still a little, Wow, okay. That's what in the world is happening right now. So we have Karta and Kunari killing each other. Why are we getting involved in this? We shouldn't have done this. Okay, let's see, what do we got? Historical reenactment, okay, I figured. Of local battle at Fort Massac. Massac, is that? Interesting. People dress in era clothing, camp at or around the fort, and a bunch of era-featured vendors open. Best food ever. Cool. Very cool. I love period-type stuff. I love Renaissance festivals all the more, so... there's one coming up in November, I think, nearby us that we might actually go and check out this year. Yeah, Lady of the Lakes Renaissance Festival. Nearby, fairly nearby here, so it might be worth checking out. I've been thinking about it. It might be fun to take family. Reason. Ooh, ooh. How I handled this, yeah. Kevin says, I'd love to go to a Renaissance festival. That's my kind of thing. Yeah, I love it. Also, some of the best food ever. Likewise. different best food, but still some of the best. Yeah, I need that. Yeah, they tend to have incredibly good food at Renaissance festivals as well. Let's take a potion. Also, great, usually mostly local, but fantastic beer, wine, mead selections. A lot local as well, which is great. Great kind of thing. Yay, leveled. Orsino. Good to see you. Everyone's here helping, apparently. Everyone's here.
My friend.
Oh, I just want to say about this. Oh, one of the best things I've gotten at a Renaissance Festival was a bacon on a stick. So instead of like strips of bacon, it's bacon, so pork belly, cut into a rectangle, about the size of a bacon strip, but as wide, as thick as it is wide, on a skewer and smoked. You need to try these at home, because it was incredible. Unbelievably good. Heaven says I still haven't tried mead. I must do it. There's all sorts of different kinds of mead. Broadly speaking, there's the two categories. There's the white wine style, which is honey wine, which is basically wine made with honey instead of grapes. And then there is the ale style beer, which is bubbly and it's fermented. It's fermented slightly differently using different kind of yeast. I think I don't know exactly how it's made. I got a buddy who does it. And it's more like a strong ale than it is like a wine, because it's very fizzy, it's bubbly, and it's more like a beer. It's still quite strong. It's stronger than most beers. Like most ale style meads are still like close to 10% ABV. But so way high for most beers. But still, it drinks more like a beer, tastes more like a beer, it's more beer-like. I actually kind of tend to like the wine-style ones a little better, because it's like a very sweet white wine, which is weird. It's not what you expect from a white wine. It's very good. I like it. I like it quite a bit. Very good chilled. It pairs well with meat, which is also very strange for a white wine. Chicken and meat, I would say.
You don't seem as badly injured as the others.
The others? Surely they cannot all be.
Oof. It's not good.
Gone. I told them to run.
First Enchanter Orsino. You survive.
Your relief overwhelms me, Knight Commander.
And here we start Act 3.
We must strike back before it's too late.
And who will lead us into this battle? You?
I will fight to defend this city as I have always done.
To control it, you mean? I won't have our lives tossed to the flames to feed your vanity.
Hawke's totally leading the charge. 100%. Absolutely no questions asked. Yeah, so as for this weekend, I have some plans. Very important plans. finally, Michael is getting baptized on Sunday. So that is something we've been trying desperately to get planned for over a year now, obviously. And so finally we are all set. He's set to be baptized right after Mass on Sunday, so I couldn't be looking forward to anything more than that. And then Saturday night, before that, we are going to a local spooky train. It's a spooky train ride nearby where they have like Halloween decorations and like the spooky stuff all around this on an actual train that goes on a few mile little circuit. It's very cool. Apparently, we basically just drove by it on the way home the other day, and I just saw the sign. I was like, spooky train. And Erica looked, it's like, what, spooky train? And then we saw where it was. We're just both like, spooky train! And there's a spooky train, so we're going there this weekend. And that's what that is. So we're doing that the night before Michael's baptism. Unfortunately, that means, due to schedule conflicts, that we're going to be missing Tom Wood's 2000th episode, which is recorded this weekend. I'm going to have to catch it on the podcast as usual, unfortunately. We went to the 1000th episode a couple years ago, which was very cool. It was a fantastic experience. I'm very glad we went. Missing the 2000th, but we'll be around for the 3000th, presumably. A huge fan of Tom Woods and basically everything that he does. But hey, scheduling conflicts happen. We're doing, quite frankly, we're doing more important things. Maybe not Spooky Train, but certainly Michael. So that is this weekend. I'm a little disappointed that I'm not going to be able to make it to Tom Wood's 2000 episode, but hey, what are you going to do? We'll watch it after the fact, I'm sure. The first one was great. The 1000th one was fantastic. I have to say that Tom Woods has probably been a greater influence intellectually on me, particularly politically, but also historically and philosophically, and even religiously to a large degree, than almost anyone, almost any other living scholar. So I owe a great deal to his scholarship. I mentioned the Church in the Market. I've mentioned that before, as well as How the Catholic Church built Western Civilization. Both his EWTN series and the book that it's based on are all phenomenal. His historical work is great. He's actually that's where his expertise is. He's a credentialed historian, and it's some fantastic work. Anyway, Hawke, do your Hawke thing.
I won't have you two at each other's throats. I'm in charge.
You're not even of this city.
I am now.
Yet I don't hear you complaining about us both fighting to defend our home.
Very well then. But whatever you plan, be quick about it.
Tell us then, what is our course of action?
Let's find out what the Qunari are planning, but not risk our necks in the process.
An excellent choice. Let's move quickly.
By the way, Left Hand Milk Stout, a favorite of mine. From your neck of the woods, Kevin. Not in Michigan, but, a little west of Michigan. It's up there. Not quite what I would call Midwest, but close. Yeah, exactly where. Left Hand Brewing. Great milk stout. Love it. Alright. Let's see how this goes. They have secured the keep. That's not a good sign. Not a good sign at all.
There seem to be a great many Qunari at the keep's entrance.
Then they've already taken it over. Clearly, they've been planning this for some time.
No kidding.
I don't see any of my guardsmen. This is the only way in. We must assault them now before their numbers grow.
Are you mad? They have hostages. We need a distraction.
Decide quickly. We have no time.
Alright, distract them and then attack, because we don't want them just slaughtering the hostages. Southern Illinois, we just brew, well, let's say Florida's state beverage. Not a beverage, but, close enough, whatever. And yes, I know, Florida state beverage is probably orange juice, or Hemingway daiquiris, but whatever. You get what I'm saying. Depends where you are in Florida, really.
A direct assault is too risky.
We'll need to get you inside and catch up as soon as we can.
And just how will we do this?
Have confidence, Knight Commander.
Ooh, here we go. This is cool. Oh no. Erica says New Vegas has a habit of randomly just closing, so I'm pretty peeved at the moment. Ooh, nice. Nice. Don't worry, Erica. Smile. Spooky train. Spooky train. Coming soon. Incinerated. It's a pretty powerful mage, I gotta say. And they hate mages. They hate mages almost as much as Meredith does. By the way, while this is loading, that guy is still there. Look at this. He's been sitting here in my closed office this whole time. Say hi to Turbo, everyone. Cat cam. I'm a good streamer. I have a cat cam. Yeah. Look at that guy. Look at that cat. He's getting all comfy again. He knows he's on camera now. Everyone say hi to Turbo. Alright, anyway. Anyway, we're back. Hi. That was a short diversion. Okay. So, anyway, cat. There's a cat. Say hello to cat. Alright, well, let's see what all is going on here. What in the hell was that? Oh, I forgot I can level up. Totally forgot to level. Whee! Evan says hi, Turbo. Hi there, Turbo. You've been said hi to. All is well. Oh, bad, 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 bad. Oh, very bad. Very bad. Oh, hey, I can level up now, I guess. Magic. Gravitic Ring. I'm gonna need that. More health. Sword and board. Shield wall. Kevin saw the new Bond film last night. Was happy with it. Really. I've heard good and bad. More bad than good, but not extremely so. Like, that it was surprisingly not as bad as we should have every right to have expected. Let me put it that way. Alright, let me move everything. I don't have much in terms of single target damage spells, but that's fine. Everybody else does. Alright, let's do some more leveling. There. Yeah, what would you, what more would you have to say about the new Bond film? I'm actually kind of curious. I've never been a huge Bond fan. Never been, like, my favorite franchise. But I've always at least liked it. Yeah, let's do that. That'll be fine. Alright. Loot everything before we head up. Kevin says it was different, but not disastrously different. See, I was worried it would be disastrously different, honestly. But I'm glad to hear that. Because I was worried they would feminize it. But actually they kind of made it wholesome. Did a family thing with it. Not to give too much away. Yeah, I appreciate the non-spoilery review as best you can. Yeah, like you said, it's I think that based on from what I've been hearing about it, I'm honestly probably not going to see it, at least not for a while. I may see it eventually, but not I don't see myself seeing it anytime soon. Based on from what I've been hearing, a lot of people have gotten the impression that a lot about it had changed. From the early previews, from the early trailers, which did seem to be very, very, very this last decade of film, where we have a classic franchise that is superseded and taken over by the new, by the woke, by the whatever, and that it seems to be that it might not, things might have shifted away from that in rewrites and reshoots and all that, because the trailer went over so poorly. Because there does seem to be some writing schizophrenia here and there from what I've been hearing. I don't know. I will, somebody I trust on the matter quite a bit, as far as review goes, is the Critical Drinker. In part because he does a very good job of film analysis, but about James Bond in particular, because he's British, so, well, Scottish, not English, but close enough. He's over there. But more importantly, he actually, for his non-YouTube living, he actually writes novels. He's a novelist, and he writes spy thrillers, and so he knows his way around that genre. So, I always look forward to what he has to say on film in general, but especially on Bond stuff, because he does know his stuff quite well. Alright, here we go. Let's let this happen.
Here is your Viscount.
You dare? You are starting a war!
Look at you. Like fat doth Russie, you feed and complain only when your meal is interrupted. You do not look up. You do not see that the grass is bare. All you leave in your wake is misery. You are blind. I will make you see. But we have guests. Sinead Dawn, Hawke. I expected you. But for all your might, you are no different from these bars. You do not see.
I see a man who's ready to start a war on principle.
And what would the Kunari be without principle? You, I suspect. Prove yourself, Basra.
That'd be much better.
With your brethren.
Easy enough.
Harshera! You are Basilit An, after all. Few in this city command such respect. So tell me, Hawke, you know I am denied Parvalan until the Tome of Kozlun is found. How would you see this conflict resolved without it?
I believe I can answer that.
What are you doing here, Isabella?
I'm sure you'll find it mostly undamaged.
The Tome of Kozlun.
It took me a while to get back, what with all the fighting everywhere. You know how it is.
Heroic acts of sacrifice? What will people say?
This is your damned influence, Hawke.
Oh, good. At least that's
I was halfway
something.
to Ostwick before I knew I had to turn round. It's pathetic.
The relic is reclaimed. I am now free to return to Parvalan with the thief.
What? Oh, no, no, no. If anyone kicks her ass, it's me.
I look forward to seeing that.
She stole the Tome of Kozlun.
Not like that.
She must return with us.
You have your relic. She stays with us.
I'm so glad you came back, Isabella. Don't worry. Everything will be fine now.
Then you leave me no choice. I challenge you, Hawke. You and I will battle to the death with her as the prize.
No! If you're going to duel anyone, duel me!
You are not Basilit An. You are unworthy.
Don't you have what you came for?
You know we do not suffer thieves. She cannot walk away from this insult. I will take her. If you object, duty demands that we fight.
Devin says, I saw the second Venom also. It was meh. Really? What I heard about that was that it was actually quite good. That it was a lot of the same qualities of the first, but kind of done better. But again, I haven't seen that one either. I haven't seen a new movie in quite some time, actually. Now that I think about it, the last movie I saw in the theaters was actually Avengers Endgame, which is kind of weird. Weird to think about that. As far as new movies go, I just kind of wait for things to fall off the back end of pirate ship, so to speak. Give her up, give her up. No, I want to kill this son of a bitch. I mean, we might be able to go tell Isabella to pound sand anyway, but I want his head. I want it on the wall. Like, he just beheaded the Viscount. I like the Viscount. Now, duel him to death. Why not? Let's solo him. This is a bad idea. Let's do it.
So shall it be.
Hound's desk rhythmic. Okay, here we go. Let's do this. Oof, come on, really? We're doing this.
Show me everything you can do.
Really dum. Magic. Ah, Jesus, not this again. Stop doing that. Yeah. Get him, Pupper. Get him, Sable. That's not good.
Like all before the cube.
Come on, Sable, get him. Come on, Sable, get him. Freeze. What the heck was that? I'm here through the slow zone. Come on, Sable, get him. Get him. Slow down. Nah. Ow. Really? Damn it. It's ridiculous. Oh, that's bad. Oh, this is real bad. Okay, Sable, help. Sable, help. Okay, that's not good. Oh, for God's sake. Wow, okay, well. Really hope it starts me over at the beginning of the fight, not the beginning of the dialogue. Probably gonna start me at the beginning of the dialogue. Damn it!
For all your might,
Let them go. Oh my god, I need to resave at some point closer to the actual fight, don't I? I can't save. Cool.
It took me a while to get back, what with all the fighting everywhere.
Muscle Satan just kicked my butt. Thank you. Thank you, Kevin. That's nice of you.
She stole the tome of Kozlu.
No.
No.
You are not Basilidan.
Why not just take it and leave? That'd be nice. Die, Muscle Satan. Okay, so... Slow. Get in there.
Let's finish this.
That didn't help much. Ooh, what the heck? How did you hit me from over there? That isn't right.
It is preparation.
Okay, I'm making progress this time. Can I heal Pupper Doggo? I can't. I hope this is gonna work out fine. Let me do this first, so I can have a potion there ready to go. Just in case. Oh, that's not good.
Dead or alive.
Table's not doing great. Yeah, he heals too. That's also kind of unfortunate. Yes, I agree. You're not allowed to move. No. Stop it. Get him, Sable. Get him. Get him. Get him. This is the meme, by the way. This is the way of beating him, is to... Oh, not do that. Run around the pillar while your dog bites its heels. Just forever. And maybe occasionally do that. Got him! Okay, let's finish him off in the cutscene, because I'm gonna cut his head off.
One day, we shall return.
Dragon Age 4, I take it. It's not Inquisition. Wish I could have killed all of them, but... I don't know.
Is it over?
It's over. The city has been saved!
Good thing I did the big hero thing. Now Meredith can't, you know, tranquilize. Hawke.
It appears Kirkwall has a new champion.
You seem confused, Seeker.
She's so mad.
The champion killed the Arashok in single combat? It just sounds so... romantic.
Sounds like you have a crush.
If I didn't know
oh, well.
better, I'd say you're developing a little crush.
Don't be ridiculous. The
Great
champion
minds think
just
alike,
seems
you know.
very heroic in your tale.
Mm-hmm.
If you're telling the truth.
Please remember this exchange for the
If
next
you
game.
are, then
It becomes relevant.
what happened at the gallows may be far different than we assumed. I need to hear it.
Let's say I tell you. Then what? Are you hunting for an infamous apostate? Is that what this is all about? Or is it revenge?
No, it's not that.
Then what about me? If what I tell you isn't what you want to hear, will you still let me go?
I will let you go.
Well, now we're talking.
My wife's rolling her eyes.
None of this
as
is
she
what
does.
I thought it would be. Tell me what really happened.
Champion of Kirkwall. That was the reward. A fine title.
It means
Every
literally
noble
nothing,
in
but
the
whatever.
keep owed the champion their lives. He wasn't just a hero. He was now the most important person in the city. Except for Knight Commander Meredith, of course. With the Viscount dead, she stepped in to keep order. Things quickly got out of hand.
Naturally.
The more she squeezed the mages, the more they resisted. The more they resisted, the tighter she squeezed. After 3 years of that, it all came crashing down.
I love the tapestry art style. Really nice and cool.
I
Very
know
unique.
you fear us. Knight Commander Meredith uses that fear to take control of your city. She opposes every effort to replace Viscount Dumar. And you have seen the chaos of her reign. Will you allow it?
Wasn't much of a response.
Return to your homes. This farce is over.
Wait! Perhaps there are some who might disagree with you, Knight Commander.
Do not hide behind the Champion. He has no role in this.
Sounds like you two have quite the little argument going.
This is not an argument. It's treason.
I think the Champion's views would be appreciated.
Cool new sword.
Or do you fear what he has to say?
I fear nothing. My only interest here is in keeping order and protecting the innocent.
What are you trying to do here? Cause a rebellion?
The people of this city need to know what is really happening.
And then what? They tear down the gallows with pitchforks and torches? That would be better.
It cannot be worse. Your refusal to listen to reason leaves me no choice.
What I refuse to listen to are excuses. Perhaps you are ill-fit to your position if you cannot understand this.
You're hardly receptive to whatever gets in your way.
And I become less receptive each moment this nonsense continues.
Your measures have become more extreme over the last 3 years.
And you could do better? How well did you guard your own mother? Did she not die at a blood mage's hands?
Leave my mother out of this.
Cold corpses speak louder than abstract freedoms, do they not? As long as that's true, Kirkwall needs its Templars more than it needs a new ruler.
Hawke, you're killing Grandma.
When will you stop seeing evil in every corner?
When it's no longer there.
Oh my god.
The first Enchanter accused you of trying to take control of the city.
The city. I am trying to keep order until there is a ruler capable of succeeding where Dumar failed.
And if not? Will the Templars rule Kirkwall forever?
We will not stand idle while the city burns around us.
The Templar Order exists to guard the Chantry and Circle. I suggest you let the nobility rule the city.
I do not need you or anyone to tell me what my duty is, mage.
This won't go well. But would Hawke be that guy? Maybe. I'm thinking about just offering to take the position as Hawke. He certainly would have Meredith step down. But the question is, will he ask to take up the role himself? No, no. You know what? No, he doesn't want to deal with this. Why would he want to deal with this? Leave it to Varric. Varric, maybe. Or any of the nobles, really. Just pick one.
The first Enchanter is right. You should not be ruling Kirkwall.
And yet I shall continue, until such a time as the city is safe.
Do you see? She is incapable of reason.
Oh my god. Well, that is the calling card of every tyrant who has ever lived.
Sorry to break it to you, Meredith, but I think you're wrong.
Face the truth, Knight Commander. You are done.
That is for me to decide. No one else.
Hey, look, another calling card of every tyrant ever.
My. Such a terrible commotion.
This mage incites rebellion, Your Grace. I am dealing with the matter.
Ah, Orsino. So frustrated. Do you think this is truly wise?
No, Your Grace.
Of course not. Young men, would you show the first Enchanter back to the Circle? Gently, if you please.
Your Grace. He should be clapped in irons, made an example of.
That's enough, Meredith. This demeans us all. Surely you can see that. Go back to the gallows and calm down, like a good girl.
Oh god, I love her. She is
You have my thanks
commanding.
for stepping in, Champion. If you had not...
Short of putting those two in cells, I doubt anything will keep them from each other.
Sadly true. Gentle people of Kirkwall, return to your homes, I implore you. This will not be solved today.
Okay,
And
wrong
now
there.
I must attend to the gallows. They will see reason if the Maker wills it.
We have the rest of the game to see
Thank
to.
you again,
All this
Champion.
nonsense. So this is the major conflict of Act 3.
Good. Carry on.
This is the major conflict of Act 3. Act 3 is, well, if Act 1 was about the Deep Roads expedition, and Act 2 was about the Kunari threat, now that the Kunari threat has been dealt with, now Act 3 is about the beginnings of the war between the Knights Templar and the mages.
Of course I will. What kind of a question is that?
And sometimes Isabella gets into awful trouble. You'll watch out for her too.
Meryl, what brought this on?
Anything could happen. You'll protect them though. It's what you do.
Aww.
There's nothing to worry about, Meryl.
Aww. What are you doing here?
Many Kunari fell in Kirkwall when we departed. I am sent to gather their swords. If you find a Kunari sword, return it to me.
Don't you want their bodies too?
It was 3 years ago.
Serve no purpose. The weapons shall satisfy a demand of the Qun.
I'll keep an eye out.
You will find me here.
And sure, why not, I suppose. Alright, let's pick up every quest we can find and begin this Act 3 in earnest. Delilah, how? Oh! It's Nathaniel's
Good.
sister.
Carry on.
Master Hawke, I must
Sister?
speak with
I think
you.
sister.
You're the only one that can help. The Wardens mounted an expedition to retrace your route through the deep roads to discover whatever it is you found years ago. It's a fool's errand, and my poor brother is with them. Nathaniel Howe. Nathaniel is a good man worth saving.
Are you related to Arl Rendon Howe, the Butcher of Denerim?
Much to my
Oh,
shame,
no.
I am. But do not blame the children for the sins of the father.
Understandable.
Why were Wardens interested in our expedition?
Maker help me, I have no idea. My brother never tells me these things.
Wardens range into the deep roads all the time.
But he's been gone far too long. Something terrible's happened. I'd tell the Wardens, but by the time I reach Vigil's Keep, my poor brother...
Do you know any other details?
I know almost nothing. Nathaniel never speaks about the Wardens.
Well, I
It was
too have
only
a brother in the
happenstance
Wardens.
that I heard your name mentioned. Please, go back to the deep roads. Find my brother. You must.
Quite the journey. But I'll try.
Though the lands suffer 1,000 wrongs, the Maker yet notices the smallest of deeds.
The Chantry, not the symbol it could be.
And should be. Let's check things out, shall we? Yeah, Hawke also has a brother in the Wardens, and simply knows how their secrecy works.
I'm thinking of switching to romances. Nothing?
Uh-oh.
Not even a foreboding frown?
I am content. Write what you will.
Well, that certainly takes the fun out of it.
Don't say that to him.
Encampment in the barracks? We'll pay to hear that shit.
Then I should have thought of it years ago.
The champion himself? I wonder if
This is especially funny because he writes a romance novel about Aveline. Oh boy, yeah, that is something that we pick up and find in Inquisition. Is a romance novel that is that stars a character who is very veiledly basically just Aveline. Called Swords and Shields. If you're looking for it, just Google it. It's got a great cover. We don't actually have the text of it, unlike Hardened Hightown. We actually have the full text of that. We don't actually have Swords and Shields, which I'm kind of disappointed. I would love and hate to read it. Oh god! If only to see how how obviously it's just Aveline as in the starring role.
You look concerned, Champion. Is there a problem?
I'm just seeking your benediction, Your Grace.
May Andraste guide your hand to protect Kirkwall in its darkest hour.
Well, if this is its darkest hour, then that's worse than what it's had before. That's not great.
The first Enchanter overstepped his bounds.
He was provoked.
The people want to know which side you favor. It weakens you.
Strength will not win this fight, Sebastian. If the Maker is merciful, he will help them find peace. We can only be waiting when they do.
I really like Althena. Like I said, I think that she is a fantastic example of the properly detached religious figure.
Do you never intend to give a public answer, Your Grace?
What have I been asked?
About the mages. You could calm this fire if you stepped forward.
The Chantry's teachings are clear. Those who turn against them would not listen more to me than to Andraste.
So this is the difficulty of being in a position of religious authority when actually putting forward your position on something, even if you have one, can ultimately cause more harm than good, and it can damage the perception of the Chantry or the Church, the real-life version of the Church. However, if there is a clear position, then she could, of course, put it forward. However, again, in a circumstance like this, I don't know if there is a clear position, because the Templars are agents of the Chantry. They work for the Chantry, and they do the mission of the Chantry, and they are, in fact, even if they are doing so brutally, doing the task and the mission of the Chantry. But at the same time, they are doing so with unnecessary brutality. And so it's a very nuanced, difficult circumstance and situation. And this only gets more difficult and nuanced as we get into, from this game into Inquisition, the next one. This same conflict carries over pretty directly into the third game, and it's really the catalyst for Inquisition. Well, not that catalyst, if you know what I mean. If you don't know what I mean, you'll see.
Which is not the goal of either side, I'm afraid.
That is more apparent every day.
I did not expect things to deteriorate so fast. I thought after the Canary, no one would wish for more violence. It has drawn more attention than I would like. Sebastian, if I can ask...
Anything, Your Grace.
And the Champion, too, if you will?
I am your humble servant.
You honor me. The Divine is concerned about the situation here. She does not want to see the Free Marches become another Imperium.
That's
She
extreme.
sent an agent to assess the danger. Meet with her, please. Tell her drastic measures won't be required.
Holy crap, yeah, that's a big deal. So the last time there was a, functionally speaking, a mage rebellion that resulted in the Deventer Imperium breaking away from the Chantry, and resulted in a series of exalted marches. In other words, crusades, basically, to try and wipe out Deventer, which failed. However, if there were an exalted march against the Free Marches, that might turn out differently, because it's a series of disjointed city-states. In either case, even if it was successful or not, it would be horrifyingly disastrous for everyone involved.
I don't want to see the Divine's armies march against Kirkwall.
Could we keep the Exalted marching to a minimum? I keep all my stuff in Kirkwall.
Surely the Divine wouldn't treat the whole city as enemies.
She is concerned. It is never wise to draw the concern of the powerful.
She is the voice of Andraste. She cannot turn the might of the Chantry against the innocent due to proximity.
Were no innocents harmed in the Exalted marches? She will do her best, Sebastian. But she must act first to protect the faith.
What can you tell me about this servant of the Divine?
I was not told her real name, only to call her Sister Nightingale. She is said to be the Divine's left hand, sent to do work that might blacken the Divine's name.
I wonder who this might be.
What argument would convince her?
The Divine has heard my protests already. I must trust your own powers of persuasion now.
Yeah, let's do it.
This cannot wait.
Thank you. We cannot allow this ridiculous mage rebellion to turn into holy war.
The agent, Sister Nightingale, will be waiting in the Viscount's throne room tonight. She wishes to remain unseen. The room has been sealed since the Canary incident. It may be difficult to get in without attracting attention.
Okay. Let's bring Sebastian, obviously. Let's absolutely not bring Anders. Oh my god, let's not bring Anders on this mission. Holy crap, we cannot bring Anders on this mission or we're all going to die. He's a mage extremist, literal terrorist. Let's not do that. Alright, Sebastian. Oh, let's, hold up. Bow and arrow. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, let's do this right away. Because... faith. Go do it. Actually don't know offhand. I don't remember exactly offhand how long Act 3 is. Blood Rager Thrall? Are these like vampires or something? Interesting. Alright. Hi, Turbo. Turbo's getting up. Hey, Kevin, you awake? I'm just gonna wildly assume that you've fallen asleep again. Alright, we need to go to the keep. So that's this way. Oh, right. Hey, let's do that. Kevin says, now I'm good. I was daydreaming about court intrigue. Oh, cool. I mean, honestly, this this whole circumstance here, I think is a lot of the reason why Erica, I know, hasn't really gotten into Dragon Age, and I will say it's one of the things about the sort of tone of the world that I don't love. It's not my favorite part of it. Primarily just because, again, it is very it's dark fantasy in that it's a kind of crapsack world. Right? It is a very everything kind of sucks. Basically, for everyone. You have constant darkspawn invasions. You have, if you're a mage, that's cool, but you're also being constantly oppressed by Templars. And that's not nice. Basically, whoever you are, wherever you are, there are terrible problems. Now, I would say that there are exceptions to that. A lot of the places in the Free Marches are actually very nice and very peaceful.
A strange place for a holy sister to be. All taken care of.
Oh, let me save again, because the last time I saved was when I fought the Arashok. But yeah, I will say, everything kind of sucks. Pretty much wherever you are. Free Marches are actually decently nice, most of the Free Marches. Kirkwall being the horrifying exception. Starkhaven, where Sebastian's from, isn't bad. Ostwick, again, from what we know about it, it's not too bad. It had its moments of being bad about mages, but that was passing. That was really in passing. And then you have, I forget, wherever the human Inquisitor is from, if you choose the human noble origin in Inquisition. Another fairly nice but very devout city in the Free Marches. From what we know about the Free Marches, it's actually a decent place for the most part, with the exception of Kirkwall, obviously. Blood Mage, huh? Great.
So, even the Divine fears us now.
This is gonna give a really bad impression.
She should. Kill the spies!
Spies? Really? Spies? Okay. Slow him down. Who it is. Speaking of court intrigue.
The Resolutionists. I might have known they would be part of this.
The what?
Who are the Resolutionists?
An offshoot of a fraternity within the Circle of Magi. There have always been factions that support freedom from the Chantry and the abolition of the Circle. We have tolerated them, but the Resolutionists have become violent. They are likely behind the unrest here.
Are you Sister Nightingale?
I am. Or you may call me Liliana. The Divine sent me to investigate the possibility of a rebellion here in Kirkwall.
Without informing the guards, of course.
This is an unconventional situation. I have some experience with those.
The Liliana, who accompanied the hero of Ferelden to slay the archdemon.
Ah, I see it will be harder to remain anonymous so near the Ferelden border. Yes, I knew the hero of Ferelden. Perhaps
well,
you have heard the songs I wrote of our time together.
Well,
But that was many years ago. I am working for the Divine now, in Orlais. I had not thought to return to this part of Thedas.
So Liliana spent a good few years in Lothering, which is where Hawke was from. I'm actually surprised they hadn't met before. I would have thought they had. She spent a few years in the Chantry in Lothering, and that's where Hawke lived his whole life growing up. I would have thought that during that time they would have at least met.
I appreciate you stepping in back there.
Of course. They mistook you for me, so they must know I am in Kirkwall. The Divine has long suspected that Kirkwall's problems were spurred by an outside group.
Oh, that's good.
This attack proves she is right.
Are you saying you set this whole thing up?
I let word slip that an agent of the Divine was coming to investigate the mage troubles. It is how they chose to react which condemns them.
Please don't do anything dire. We still have a chance for peace.
And provocations don't help.
Divine Justinia takes the situation here very seriously. She believes it is the worst threat to Thedas since the Cunara invaded.
I don't know about
A
that.
handful of apostates. How can that possibly...
The whole world is watching Kirkwall. If it falls to magic, none of us are safe. Tell Elthina to leave. There is refuge for her at the Grand Cathedral in Orlais. She will not be safe here.
She might be right about that.
These mages are out of control.
Well, certainly not exclusively the mage's fault. Although I will say it's not exclusively not the mage's fault either. Wow. Wow. I might need to switch to that. Might need to switch to that too. All right. I'll fiddle around with my equipment later. Again, probably off stream, honestly. I'm fine for now, really. It's eerily quiet in here. I don't like that. Don't really like that. Alright, let's wander around Hightown, see what other quests we have to pick up. We have Nuncio over there. Gosh, excuse me.
The home of leadership and When what? In the end. It feels like something is ending, doesn't it? Do you think we'll win?
Nothing is ending, Meryl. Things are a little tense, but it will pass.
I hope we win. Barrick will make it a good story, I'm sure.
Oh. Oh. Meryl.
Ah, the Champion of Kirkwall. Your reputation precedes you. Forgive me. I should introduce myself properly. My name is Nuncio Caldera Lanos. I am a noble from the beautiful country of Antiva.
It must have taken a lot of practice to say that all in one breath.
is mostly to impress the ladies, I assure you. I've come to ask your help, Champion. Hiding among the Dalish is an elven assassin I've been chasing for months. He's a master manipulator who will endanger even his own kind to ensure his survival.
I wonder who that might be.
You don't seem the type to hunt assassins. Why are you after him?
At first, it was merely duty to Antiva. But after losing so many good men to him, it became personal. He's nothing but a murderer, a thief, and a liar.
Your assassin is no fool. I doubt the Dalish would hand a fellow elf over to you, murderer or no.
Ah, so you see my problem. Where that elf goes, death follows. He must be captured quickly. I've heard of your dealings with the Dalish. I was hoping you could go where my men could not. Find out where the assassin is hiding, and apprehend him.
I'll see what I can do.
One of the Dalish, a woman named Varia, is a friend of his. I suggest speaking with her first.
We won't be here when you get back. We got a campsite outside the city. Look for us there.
Alright then.
I should get flowers for my hair.
Alright, well let's check the brothel and see if there's anything to do here, I suppose. And not that. There's always weird gossip and stuff and such, if nothing else.
I said Navarin red, not a Elysian.
No, it doesn't look like it. Okay.
It's all going to the same place in the end. Tell the customer to be
Oh, gambling. Oh, gambling. Alright, let's get down. No need to be here, really.
If I don't find a dress for tonight, I'll be
Ah. Yes, the White City glitch.
They write all the best sacred names on slips of paper and stuff them in a mitre. Then, the newly elected divine picks a name out of the hat.
What if she picks a name she doesn't like? Does she have to keep it?
Of course she does. How do you think we got 4 divines named Hortensia?
I don't think that's true, but you never know, really. Alright, this is irritating. I don't like this. I don't like that Here, let me just leave and come back and see if it'll reload and actually give me textures. No, it won't. For some reason, it just doesn't want to do textures right now. Alright, whatever.
Catastrophe has struck, partner. We are ruined. Ruined.
Don't panic. Tell me what happened.
A guard came back from the bone pit, half wrecked, with a dozen mangled
Oh,
bodies.
that's not good.
The
Not
horse
good at all.
pulling the cart was the only survivor, and it does not speak. Town full of rotten mages, and not one can get answers from a horse.
I'll check it out. You keep interrogating that horse.
I knew I could depend on you. Just like old times, partner.
Oh, okay. Alright, let's see. What can we sell? Wow. A lot of money, but worth it.
Look like you know your way around a weapon. Buy something.
Alright.
You were courageous to speak openly against the Knight Commander. Your words did not fall on deaf ears. Several nobles are discussing, quietly, what to do about Meredith. I cannot tarry here for risk of Templar spies. If you would make common cause with us, read this.
I could use all the allies I can get.
Secrecy is paramount. I'll communicate by messenger if the need arises. Make her look after you, Hawke, and our fragile endeavor.
Oh boy. Well, great. We just joined a secret society. That's cool. That's cool. Sounds like a great idea.
Have you located any Qunari blades?
This is what I found.
Do you require gold for this task?
It's customary.
Very well.
That's not gold, that's silver, but whatever. Nothing. Alright. Let's go home for the moment. Pick some things up, drop some things off. I apparently have a letter.
That ruckus has been going on for some time. Can you calm him down?
Oh. I see.
Hey, look. A partially burned page from Anders' manifesto.
Oh boy. Alright, let's see. On the loose. Champion, I require your assistance in a matter of great urgency. Please report to the Templar Hall and the gallows at your earliest convenience. Knight Commander Meredith. I don't wanna, but okay. Who needs rescuing? Champion, you simply must help me. My daughter Orlana has been abducted by foul bandits. One of my servants has discovered she's been taken somewhere on the wooded coast. Bid you make haste, for I fear some of these lowborn scum will take her maidenhood. That would make the arrangement of a suitable marriage for her very difficult. Please return Orlana to me intact. Reginald Thaddeus Sphincter. Yeah, okay. That sounds pretty important and probably urgent. From Ella, Miss Hawke. You don't remember me, we met briefly, though it was most important moment of my life. You've changed so many lives that you probably can't keep them all straight. You rescued me from Sir Ulrich, and you told me to leave Kirkwall. I wanted to tell you that I have... Oh yeah, this was the mage, wasn't it? The one who was under the sway of that blood mage. Wanted to tell you that I won't say where I am now, but I'm free, and I'm not looking back. I've heard the rumors. Terrible days are coming, and I pray for the safety of my family, and all the souls in Kirkwall, especially for you, Mandraste, keep you safe from harm. Sincerely, Ella. Nice. Letter from Tevinter. Oh, great. Dear Hawke, or is it Champion Hawke? The story of how you handled the error shock is very popular here. Oh, good. There are a few things that Tevinters love more than a tale of Qunari defeat. To say the Imperium is a strange place would be a vast understatement. Men and women work magic in the streets, while their slaves look on. I watch my own master kill a rival magister in a duel just days ago. Sometimes I look around and think I understand the Templars back in Kirkwall. My studies are going well, my dreams don't trouble me as much these days. I'm hopeful that in time I'll master myself. I just wanted to thank you. I owe you more than my life. I owe you my mind and my future. Fainreal. Nice. Letter in a fancy envelope. Miss Aaron. Interest rates are the lowest. Dwarven Merchant Bank, whatever now. Letter for Massino. Champion, you deserve your new title, despite what Knight Commander Meredith might prefer. You and I both know what would have happened had you not been there to face the Qunari. I'm sure you've received no shortage of accolades from the powers that be in the city, but for what it's worth, I'm sending a gift from the Circle of Magi too. Use it well. Regards, First Enchanter Orsino. I like him. Just a shame how things are going. It's from letter from Sister Ariel. Champion Kirkwall. You've done so much for so many people. You probably don't remember me. That's might be true. He saved my life. I've spent 3 years thinking about what that awful Lord Harriman might have done to me. Surely the Maker sent you to shine his light on that madhouse. Was this the, Oh, right. This was the family that was enchanted by the demon. That was possessed by the demons, and he was doing freaky things with unfortunate people. Right. Right, all the bonking. When I left and walked into the sun, it was like waking from a nightmare. I don't know how we endured it. The place was a spider's web, and we were the flies. I don't know I didn't know where to go at first, but I ended up seeking shelter at the Chantry in Starkhaven. I'm a sister now, and I take my vows next month. Given me a chance to pay back the good fortune that you gave me, and they've even taught me to read and write. Me, the daughter of a washerwoman, with eternal gratitude, Sister Ariel. Nice. See, I love these little things for some nice closure. Nice closure on the various things that we've done. Interesting.
I'm sure the furniture's very sorry for whatever it did, old boy. All right. Let's see.
Please don't open the door.
What?
You've caught a burglar. Good boy.
His tiny little tail wags.
Please, just let me go.
You expect me to just let you walk out of here?
Please, sirrah. I was seduced by a crime at a very young age, but your guard monster has scared me towards a path of honest work.
I'll give you to the count of 5 before I sick my Mabari on you.
What? Surely you wouldn't.
1.
But...
2. 3, 4, 5. Make sure our guest leaves quickly.
Oh gosh. Alright, that was fun. Nice. Anything new in here? Anything going on? Or I don't think so. Okay. History of Kirkwall.
Isabella seemed disappointed that she didn't find anything worth gossiping about. Snoop.
Hightown is such a strange place. It feels like it's miles away from everywhere else. The alienage, Sundermount, Ferelden, those could be from a dream. Oh, Marvin Ann, I didn't see you there. I'm going to visit the alienage. Do you want anything from Lowtown?
Are you close to many of the people in the alienage?
No, not really. I think most of them don't even know my name.
Oh.
I'm stopping by my house for a bit, that's all. I've left some things undone there. I'll be back later.
If you just move in all your stuff, you wouldn't have to keep going there.
It's better if some things stay away from this house. Back before dark, I promise.
I assume she's talking about the Alluvion. Alright. It's 11:50, and I think this is probably a fair time to call it a night. As I said, as I have been saying, and as you've probably noticed, my voice has been crunchy at best. Not in great shape. So, thank you all for joining me. I had a fun time. We wrapped up the Qunari threat. And we are well into Act 3, into this new conflict between the mages and the Templar. This conflict that is going to last the rest of this game and into the next one. And presumably into Dragon Age 4, whenever that comes out. In however many years, who knows? I've heard speculation of 2024. Anyway, thank you all for joining me. Keep an eye out. We are looking. It's looking like we are going to actually finish Far Cry 5 on Monday. So put some thought into what you'd like to see me stream next. I'm thinking about Greedfall. It's not particularly long. It has some really interesting themes and topics and stuff for discussion. And it might be a lot of fun to stream. Other option might also be Kingdom Come Deliverance. I know that could be a lot of fun. Kevin is glad Muscle Satan is gone. Here. Likewise, let me finish this up. I agree. Thinking of Kingdom Come Deliverance, or I'm thinking of delaying that a while and doing that, because that'll probably be a longer one, and it might also open worldiness of it. I'm a little bit skeptical about, because especially coming right off of Far Cry, which is very open world like. In any case, that is some stuff coming up. Like I said, we're probably going to finish Far Cry 5 on Monday. Then we're going to be back here on Thursday as usual, and then the following Monday, if we finish Far Cry 5 this week, we're on to something new. Like I said, probably it'll be Greedfall. Although I'm open to other options as well. So if there's something else you would definitely want to see me play, do let me know. Let me know what you think. Otherwise, like I said, I'm going to wrap it up for tonight. That is about all the time I have, and that is about all of the voice I have to spare as well. So let me save here. And once again, thank you all for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful night. See you next time.